A very good afternoon, sir. We welcome you as part of the new member of the Nv-Ratna series. It is an honor for us to have you in this interaction on the topic Journey Up the Ladder. We would love to introduce you to our audience. Mr. Anil Bhasin is the former president of Havells India Ltd. He possesses more than 30 plus years of experience in the corporate life and is currently pursuing to be a motivational speaker, life coach, and guide. Really, sir, it's been an honor for us to have you as a part of our series. Sir, we would now like to start by asking you a few questions regarding this topic. The first question being, how would you encourage others in your organization to communicate to the core values of the company?
You see, as a leader, you have to share the core values of the company, and values, ethics, and principles are the main pillars of the institutions. Because when you run a bigger organizations, or even when you run a family, in family also we have been taught that character is to be there, values are to be there. Like Mahatma Gandhi, when he came to India, he possessed the values, and values, principle, and ethics are there. And these cannot only be written on the wall of the offices, or in the offices you can have posters. These have to be depicted on a daily basis. When you interact with your team on a daily basis, you have to show that you are disciplined, you have a character, you have values, and the entire organization looks at you as a leader. Practically, you have to do it every day. It is not a one-day process that you can do it, or HR can do it.
What are some of the impactful lessons that you have learned from your mentors, and how do you pass them on?
Anandita, the one lesson which I have learned from my seniors is that you should not have a fear of failure. In the process of life, you will always fail. Till the time you are in school or college, there are few people, those who fail. Because in school, you pass out, you spend 14 or 15 years in school, you spend almost 6 years in college if you are doing a BTech and a MBA. So 20 years, you have only seen pass, you are not seen the failure. And you have got some recognition and reward, even for participation also. In school, at times, participation also awards are there. And we had played only a finite game where the rules were fixed. You have to score the marks. Your examination was only for 3 hours, and time limits were there, everything. Like in sports also, any game you play, there are rules of the game, that whether it is a 20-20 over 50-50 match, what are the timings, how many overs a ball can be balled, one baller can ball. So all rules are fixed. But in the professional career, when you come, it is basically an infinite game. So you will have to see. So handling failure. And failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is a part of success. So if you can face a failure, then I think so. And you should not take the failure up to you. If at all you fail, it is a process. You have learned from the failure. You get an experience out of the failure. Don't get disheartened when you fail. And in your professional career, you will fail more number of times. And there are people, those who are successful, those who have failed more number of times, rather than the people, those who have been successful. Unfortunately, in our school also, we have not been taught how to handle failure. We have only been taught how to handle success, that whether you get marks and all. So this is one lesson which I give it to everyone, that you should know how to have failure. And second is basically, you should not compare yourself with somebody else. Every individual on this planet is a individual. So God has given everyone one strength within him, and you should focus on your strength. Don't focus on your weaknesses. Every person has got weakness. If you have one strength, then please focus on that strength and move ahead in your life.
Yes, sir. So my next question to you would be, sir, as we already know that India is becoming a cradle for young entrepreneurs today. So how do you see us faring against the rest of the world, and what could take us to the top, sir?
You see, India is the youngest economy. Why I say youngest economy is there, because 65% of the population is below the age of 30. And second thing is that India is a consumption-led economy. We have got a population more than 130 crore. I don't know whether it is exceeded or not. I think the census can tell it whenever it happens. So India has got every sixth person on this planet is an Indian. And one good thing with India is that we know English and we know IT. Today, after pandemic, there are three things which are very, very important. 3 Ds. Let me just tell you. One is digital. Anybody, if he is not digital, if he doesn't know how to operate this, he'll be left behind. I'm not saying only smartphone, digital, everything is now becoming digital. The second thing which is important is delivery. You see how Zomato, Swiggy, Ola, Uber, and Google or Amazon has come. They don't have their own store. Today, Ola and Uber, they don't have even a single car with them. Amazon doesn't have any of the shop. So delivery is there. The customer is looking for a delivery. And the third important thing is data. That today we are consuming so much of the data, and the companies are using this data to understand our psychology. One good thing with India, as you have asked, is that earlier Indian people were going abroad and working over there in US and Europe, or in Australia or in New Zealand. Today, with the IT connection, today you can live in India, work for foreign companies, and stay with your parents. So India is becoming a global head. And if you are good in IT, if you are good in computers, then I think the next few years are very, very good for us, because the kind of changes what we have seen in the past 20 years, or even in the last 5 years, we have seen how these all changes have come only in the last 20 years. And the 5 years have been very, very fast in the changes. But let me tell you, the next 5 years would be very, very challenging. We would not have even thought of doing this kind of an interview on online basis. But in the last 2 years, we have learned our lives, livelihood, and lifestyle have changed. We have to be self-employed. Today, sitting on a computer, you can earn money. Even working for a foreign company, you can be an independent entrepreneur. You can be a content writer. You can be a storyteller. You can do anything in your. You can be a trainer. You can be a motivational speaker. You can be a guide. You can do anything, provided you are specialist in that category. Today, surgeries are done on the remote way, and today education also is done on the remote way. So it is very, very good for India. And one good thing in India is that our parents, they make sure that the children study till graduation. Today, your driver or a PN son is going to compete with you. Your parents' time, it was not there, that the driver son would drive a car and a PN son would be a PN. Today, if you see, the PN son is going to compete with you or your children in the coming stages, because education is very, very important, and Indian families, they invest on the education.
So, sir, my next question would be, what are the prime qualities that you think that the youth of today must develop in order to become exceptional leaders of the future?
You see, first thing is that unfortunately in our school and colleges, we are not taught what should have been taught, because Britishers wanted us to only work for them, and they wanted a white collar job. Every education is based on employability. We have never been taught the things which are required in school. You see, banking ho gaya, insurance ho gaya, these things are not being taught in our school about us, that what is there. I've seen people, those who are even postgraduate, when they go to bank, they don't know how to fill a form. They don't know anything about the politics, whether what is Lok Sabha, what is Rajya Sabha, who is MP, who is the MLA, how does the government is formed, why the state elections are there, how the national elections are there and all. Some people, those who have learned that subject, they also only have some of the basic knowledge. So one lesson which I'll give it to the youth is that you should follow the change. Today, change is the mantra, and live in now. Today, the people, those who can prepare in the pressure, when the pressure is low, can perform when the pressure is high, and enhance the quality of life. You should be a good learner. Your earning would be directly proportionate to your learning. The more you learn, the more you will learn. And after doing post-graduation or graduation, you should not feel that you have got now 2 degrees. One is the graduation and one is the post-graduation, and you can paste those degrees in your house or in the office. These degrees are going to give only 15% of the knowledge which is required. The balanced knowledge, skills, and attitude you will have to acquire in your professional career on a daily basis. So you should spend 1 hour every day on your learning, basically. And you should not imitate anybody. You should be original. Don't copy anybody. Don't compare with anybody. So God has given you this body, which is a priceless body. And we should find a balance between health and our professional career. So you should spend 1 hour on your health also. Because in pandemic time, we have seen that people, those who had immunity, have survived. Otherwise, people, those who are overweight, they were not taking care of their health, had to pay the price by leaving this planet Earth.
Yes, sir. So my next question would be, sir, how do you define success, sir? Because you have from your starting days to your presidential days. So how has the journey been to achieve your goals, sir?
You see, success has got many different meaning for different people. Somebody will say that I would become a president of a company, I'll be successful. Somebody says if I have got 2 sons, I will be successful. Somebody says if I get married and happily married, then also I'm a success. Somebody says in Kerala, if I make a house, I am successful. Somebody says if my children are married to a good family, that is a success. So success has got different meaning for different people. But let me tell you, Earl Nightingale has defined success in 4 words. Earl Nightingale has defined success in only 4 words. Success is basically progressive realization of a worthy goal. It is progressive. It is not a journey. It is a journey. It is not a destination. Like I have started my career from a sales officer with a salary of only 1,000 rupees a month. But I progressed in my life as a journey, and I superannuated as a president of the company with a turnover of 10,000 crore of the company and a profit of 1,000 crore of the company. So it is progressive, and it has to be realized yourself. Your conscious should allow. As in the first question you have asked about the values, principle, and ethics, you should not do anything which is not right. You should, whenever crisis comes, you should ask a question. If your parents or your wife or your family is looking at you, whether you will take that decision or not. So realization should be there. So progressive there, realization of a worthy goal. You should be worthy of the things. Whatever you are doing things, you have to justify it. And it has to be a goal that you have to achieve a goal. Let me give you example of Japan. When Japan was bombed by US in 1945, in 1950, they took a decision that we want to be the world largest textile exporters. And Japan doesn't have anything. They don't have, their land, only 3% of land is the fertile land. So in year 60, they become the textile exporter. Then they took a decision that we should be the highest exporter of steel. In 10 years, in 1970, they become the highest exporter of steel. They don't have coal. They don't have the raw material for making steel. So they became it. In 1970, they took a goal that in next 10 years, we should be the largest exporter of cars, automobile. Today, you see Honda, Toyota, Mitsubishi, Nissan, all big brands, or even the Suzuki are from Japan. So goal has to be set, and goal has to be short-term goal and a long-term goal. Himanshu, let me tell you, your parents have done their job and your teachers have done their job by teaching you, and your God has also done their job by growing you up to the age of 25. Now it is your time to grow your upper neck, and height is not determined by the height. It is only determined what is neck up. Neck down is only for eating food. So you have to focus on yourself and you have to set your goals. You see, every parents want that his son should become a doctor or an engineer or a prime minister or a president of a company or a CEO of the company. Those are their dreams, but you have to have your dreams, so that when they see you after 30, 40 years, they should feel happy that whatever investment was done in the initial stages, you see, 20 years, your parents have taken care of your studies. They've taken care of your food, shelter, everything. Now it is your responsibility that you should start learning more, take care of your health, take care of your family health also, take care of your parents' health also, take care of relationship also. So these are things which are very, very important, which at times we ignore when we go into the professional careers. I normally give an example of lemon and spoon race, that when you have a lemon and spoon race, it is not the person who runs fast who wins. It is the person whose lemon or marble is in the spoon till the time the race is finished. So here the lemon is your health, family, and relationship. So you have to take care of all three things, because in life there is no rewind button that you can rewind after. When you are 40, you can't become 25. You can't regain your health at that point of time. You can't regain your family at that point of time. If you lose one of your family members, you won't be able to retrieve that. And same is the case with the relationship also. Don't have only mean relationship. Always be a relationship, so that the person should not pay you back in cash or kind. Why I do this kind of webinars or thing is that I want to give back to this society.
So you spoke about having a proper health and to take care of ourselves as well. So nowadays we can see that mental health is becoming a very serious issue today. And what advice would you give the young aspiring leaders in order to balance the work life and also to handle pressure?
Anandita, this mental pressure was earlier also. Unfortunately, in India, we have a very, very negative word as he's a mental case. So let me tell you statistics. There are 10% of the people, those who are having depression or those who are having anxiety kind of a thing. But if we have any pain in our body, we go to a doctor. But if you have a problem in your mind, we don't go to a doctor, because we always shy and we don't want to disclose that I have a problem. Today in schools and in colleges, there are psychologists, those who are appointed, because these are the people, those who take care, and they are the people who can ask those questions to a student, which the student cannot share with his family member, or his family member also is not aware of it, that what kind of things are going in his mind. These are all not related to only your studies. These are something which are related to your own growing body. Like sex also is one of the things which we have not been taught in our schools and college in the right way. And we get the information in a very, very negative way, or we try to get this information. I think and we can't share it with our parents also, or our seniors also. So these are things which creates a mental pressure or a problem. So for this I think so, one thing which I'll tell you is that you should have one or two friends with whom you can share your feelings. Only one or two, not more than that, because there are only people who you can use as anchor of faith, with whom you can have a faith that if I am sharing my personal problem with him, he would not go into public and put it into a social media that he is suffering from that or he is doing that. Today you've seen some of the your Priyanka Chopra, they also had gone into the problem, or the other the heroine also had a problem. So one has to come up with, and one can come up provided the person shares that he has got a problem. One has to accept it. If you don't accept it and you keep on moving with the wrong kind of medication, then I think so the problem would get more serious.
Yes, sir. So thank you for that really good advice, sir. I think that today's youth and today's generation could definitely use a lot of assistance on mental health as well, sir. So talking about the industry trends, sir, what are some of the industry trends that aspiring leaders must look for, and where can they, what avenues can they look at to, what do you call, to upskill themselves?
There are three words, ASK. K stand for knowledge. I have told you that your knowledge is going to give you only 15%. You have to upskill your skill gap. And skilling is basically your 35% is that. And first, A stands for attitude. So ASK. K stands for knowledge. S stands for skill. You see, cows don't give milk. You have to extract drop by drop. So companies don't give salary. Companies don't give salary. Companies give salary to different salaries to different people. So skill gap is there. There is never an income gap. There is always a skill gap. You see, when you pass out from your college, if at all you get a salary of 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs, it is now up to you that how many other skills you acquire in your journey so that you get a higher package. Otherwise, the package which you will get at the initial stages, and if you don't add up your learning, you will keep on getting only 10% of the increment. So skill is very, very important. Upskilling is very, very important. And in today's scenario, your computer skills, your IT skill, your digital skill, and your communication skills have to be improved on a daily basis. This is a process. This is a journey. You can never say that I have become a good communicator. I am the master of it. You can never be the best or expert, but you should be a trusted authority. Whatever you speak, people should actually trust you that whatever you are speaking at that point of time is correct.
So my next question for you would be that how do you inspire others while keeping yourself inspired?
You see, there is this word is also wrong, that motivation. You have choose the right word, inspiration. You see, I can't motivate anyone. I can only inspire the other person to motivate himself. You can take a horse to a water pond, but you can't make him drink. So inspiration is there. So for inspiration, you have to prepare that person for that thing. You see, like in Mahabharata, Arjun was not ready for the war. Lord Krishna prepared him to fight the war. So you have to do the preparation. So in communication, preparation is very, very important. And you have to go to his side, that where the problem is there. There are no injections or capsules for inspiration or motivation that you can give it, like these are the B complex, this is the vitamin D. You can't give those kind of a thing. You can inspire the other person only by sharing your failures. Why I have told you in my initial talk that failure is very, very important. Whenever I communicate to the youth, because now I am 60, the youth is 25. They have not seen failure. I share my failure when I was 20. Then then they can relate with me. Yeah, when he was at 20, he also had made mistakes. So I should not make mistakes what he has done. So these are the things one has to do. And for inspiration, you have to be more communicative with the people, and you should go and try to learn what is the core problem. From symptom to conclusion, we should not go. We should go to the diagnostic journey where the problem lies. And then only you can give a solution. Like a homeopathy doctor, he spent almost 20-30 minutes with a patient and ask certain question, whether ठंडा अच्छा लगता है, गर्म अच्छा लगता है, पसीना आता नहीं आता, गर्मी अच्छी लगती है, क्या अच्छा लगता है, मीठा अच्छा लगता है, क्या लगता है. He probes. And for motivation also, you have to know what the audience is, who the audience is, and what are their problem areas. Then only you can motivate. You can't give a lecture of not becoming a non-vegetarian to a vegetarian conference, because vegetarian are vegetarian. Why you are giving them what are the pros and cons of a non-vegetarian? You should only go to the non-vegetarian people and then tell what are the good things for vegetarian. Then only they can think about it leaving the non-vegetarian. Otherwise, if you are speaking to vegetarian about becoming a vegetarian, they are already vegetarian. There is no point giving.
Yes, sir. So with this, sir, we would like to move to the rapid fire round, sir.
Okay.
So some light-hearted questions. So to begin with, sir, what is your favorite quote, sir?
My favorite quote is that if your mind can conceive it, and your heart can believe it, I am sure you can achieve it. Mind and heart has to be in the same thing. Your mind is always thinking 24/7. But what thing your mind is conceiving it, but what thing your heart believes that you can do it, what you are good at, then only the things will move.
Yes, sir. So could you tell us your favorite book, sir?
My favorite book is You Can Win by Shiv Khera.
So your childhood memory that you can never forget.
There are many memories of childhood. One memory of my childhood is that one astrologer saw my hand and he said that you will be an ordinary person. So I have proved him wrong. I have proved him wrong that I am not an ordinary person. I am an extraordinary person because God has not only given me this hand, God has given me this entire body. So I am not only dependent on my hand. So I'll work on my body, I'll work on my mind, and I'll prove to it that I am a successful person rather than only looking at the hand.
Yes, sir. Sir, your favorite dish?
I love the raita the best in the food. That after food, if the raita is not, the curd is not there, then the food is incomplete.
Yes, sir. So the last movie that you watched?
Last movie I've seen only with the children. I'm now seeing this Rishi Kapoor movie. I don't remember the name, which is there. Rishi Kapoor and Paresh Rawal, because Rishi Kapoor died. And this is, I think, so I don't remember the name, but I'm seeing that movie as
well. Yes, sir. So the best advice that you ever got?
Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. And have a anchor of faith. At times, your parents, they will not believe in you. At times, your sister, brothers will not believe in you. You should have one person who should believe in you. And you should keep that person, share it with him, get the advice from him. And always have a self-belief. Yes, I can do it.
Yes, sir. So, your favorite travel destination?
Switzerland.
So you have been there, sir?
I've been there earlier. I thought that Switzerland and Kodaikanal or Nainital or Mussoorie would be same. But when I went there, I realized that how much difference is, because we have good tourist places in India, like Kashmir is there, but we have not maintained those spots in the way they have maintained. And
yes,
let me just tell you, in Switzerland, they don't have cocoa, but they produce world largest your chocolates, because they have the largest producer of one of the largest producer of milk also. They take care of their cows very well. We say in India, cow gai hamari mata hai, but the way we treat our cow walking on the streets is not the right way.
Yes, sir. So one habit that everyone should have, sir.
Take care of your health. Spend 1 hour on your health on a daily basis. Go for a morning walk, and while sleeping, please brush your teeth.
Yes, sir. So
very difficult to continue it. I know it. That only few people can continue it as a habit, but
yes.
Just to show off, few people can do it after marriage.
Yes, sir. So one question is the best mischief that you ever did in school?
I've been a mischievous student. One day I patted my teacher on the back when he was coming into in the class. I stood up and I just patted on his back. So he was taken for a surprise that how can a student pat me? Because he was very good, and that day we had no studies, and he had come to our class, as a substitute class, or what we call it as a period, wherein you can, and he was a good singer also, where he could sing a song. So I was very excited. Out of nervousness, I was very happy. So when he came into the school, I thought he's my colleague. So I just patted on his back that he would sing us a song and we will enjoy during this period.
Yes, sir. So I think with this we can say that we have conducted an interview with an really esteemed and humble and a really motivational person. And Mr. Anil Bhasin, sir, I think on behalf of Team Navratna and on behalf of ISBR Business School, I would really like to thank you for coming, taking your time out to give us this interview. So if you could give us one last message to our audience, sir.
One last message, I'll give it in Hindi. You can translate in English. कहते हैं जिंदगी सभी के लिए एक हसीन किताब है. जिंदगी सभी के लिए एक हसीन किताब है. फर्क सिर्फ इतना है कि कोई हर पन्ने को, पेज को दिल से पढ़ रहा है with passion, और कोई किसी का दिल रखने के लिए पन्ने पलट रहा है. Just reading. हर पल में प्यार है, हर लम्हे में खुशी है. जी लो तो जिंदगी है, जी लो तो जिंदगी है, और खो दो तो यादें.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And
Himanshu,
I hope that we can.
Himanshu, let me just tell you, I'm writing a book also. The book will get published next month, and the topic of that book is Reset Your Life. If you can share it, if you can share your numbers with me on my mobile, then I'll be sending you the link or details of that book when it comes published, and you can then circulate in your network.
Yes,
and those who want to buy it from Amazon.in can buy it, the book. And also that book, I have given my 40 years of experience, that what have been my failure, or how you can be successful by reading that or by implementing those principles on in your life.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.